Hello guys, Sir Grandelot here with little Cyrene in the background to talk a little bit about games that are not Chaos Zero Nightmare, because you may have noticed I've not uploaded a lot of content about mostly Hoyo games recently. And the reason is Chaos Zero Nightmare. I will talk about it more a bit later on, but I wanted to give a general update about my situation, especially on Kai Star Rail, because some pretty exciting stuff has happened recently. And I made a few posts about YouTube. Of course, I talk about it in my Discord, which you can join. There is a Discord link in the description. The most important one for me was this. Finally, after months and months and months of doing single pulls every time I had 160 Jades, I got Eidolon 6 Saber. Which is something that I had been saving for long before the Fate collaboration started. And my first pulls up until Eidolon 3 were Omega Blessed. I lost, I believe, the first 50-50, and then I got some early Sabers, 150. It was glorious. And then the end was a slow slog, losing every 50-50, going to pity every single time. So when I eventually got Eidolon 6, I did not activate it. First of all, because of fuck you MiHoYo, I will activate it when I want to. But in addition to that, all the endgame content that we had during the last, I want to say, couple of patches, has not really shielded characters like Saber at all. It was mostly about hit point shenanigans, DOT, that kind of stuff. So, although at Eidolon 5 she clears all the endgame content with ease, max points, no worries, I didn't feel like activating her Eidolon 6 during a cycle where her Eidolon 6 doesn't really do much, it doesn't shine. So I want to wait, because eventually we're going to get some characters whose damage is entirely bound to their ultimates, or that they do energy recharge shenanigans. And those are the kind of endgame cycles where a character like Saber is going to shine above and beyond. And that's when I will be activating the completely needless and unrequired Eidolon 6 that is currently having a nap. My King of Kangs! Finally, it took me so long. Her build is not even that good. She gets 25% crit rate from her own things, and she's always in a team with the Sunday, like forever. Sunday is in Saber's jail, so this is already above 100% crit rate during a battle. But her relics are a little bit questionable, because I have a very few crit damage rolls. And like this one is like, what the hell is this? Come on. I have some good pieces, but lot of room for improvement for Saber. And considering that she's Eidolon 6, I want to have a build that when I look at the screen, I'm like, yeah, you know, like my Sealy build, who no longer is on Sealy Land because I retired her from there, but she's the steel peak, fear not. And I'm currently using on her 2 orbitals that are far from ideal. Reason being that I do not have pieces from her air quotes best in slot sets, you know, like this one, the follow-up and ultimate damage set. And I do believe that eventually we're going to get an orbital set that is designed for characters who are damage dealers and who do damage with their ultimate and energy shenanigans. I believe... Burp, sorry, just had breakfast, it's early morning. I do believe it's going to happen. Until then, this set is not that bad, because in pretty much every fight you're getting some stacks of crit damage right away. Even if when you're fighting a boss, they always spawn some garbage. You kill the garbage, you get the extra stacks. And if you're clearing the pure fiction, you get maximum stacks in like 20 seconds. If you're clearing the S, the apocalyptic shadow, usually there is 1 or 2 bosses and some garb around them, so you're still building some stacks. So would I prefer to have a great set of the sausage here? Yeah, but it doesn't even feel like this is going to be the best in slot long term for her. Maybe it will be. Let me just announce it because it could be a double crit. It's not going to be, but it could be. Yeah, it's absolute trash. So I'm not really in a rush to farm pieces for her that look okay now, but I doubt will be her long-term best in slot. And this set has been performing absolutely fine for her. Occasionally I give her energy recharge here, but it doesn't make a lot of real-world difference. After that, as you may have noticed, we now have a Sarin on my account. Actually, more than one, because a day I came here in front of. Wait, how did they call it on my Discord? I think they call it Iron Tombussi. I do not approve. I do not approve. But it made me laugh, and I got a radar on one. So now, until the end of her banner, I will be doing single pulls every day in front of Iron Tombussi, just to see if I can get blessed by an completely unnecessary Eidolon Chu. And I say that because I play in a Castorized 3B Hachin team, so her ultimate is like the fight starts, her ultimate is up. Because 3B and Yachin goes full Asperg mode and they start to do follow-up after ultimate after follow-up, and everyone's energy is full and everything is dead and Castorized has not acted yet. It has happened to me multiple times. You think I'm joking? No, it has happened to me multiple times. She's a lovely character, both in terms of design, story, and everything. She's very strong in my best team, so I'm happy that she decided to join my account. I do not have Evernight here, because whenever Knight's banner was up, I was still pulling for Saber. I kept going for Saber until Eidolon 6, and then Evernight's banner was over. I would have liked to pull for her, she fits this team well, but the RNG gods decided that I would stick to Cyrene, and I'm pretty happy with that outcome. She's not the easiest character to build, because ever since Honkai Star Rail started, I have been unable to build the speed of my characters to a good extent. Now, of course, I'm not using the speed sets, because this one makes me happier. It seems to me like it fits her better. If I used two of the sets that give 6% speed, it would have been much easier to make it to 180, but we don't do easy things here. We keep grinding until good stuff happens, and I got a couple of relics with a lot of speed, and they helped me a lot, of course. Everything else is a little bit questionable. This is the kind of relic that if I did not have Castrois, I could consider rerolling just for more speed rolls. But she's always in a Castrois team. She's always going to be in a Castrois team, so extra hit points are not even that bad. So, been having a good time with Cyrene. Although she has a big issue that I will be showing to you while I do my due diligence here in the Cavern of Corrosion, looking for better stuff for Saber. Let's do 4 runs. Is that each fight takes forever. And when I say it takes forever, I'm not talking about turns, spreadsheets, that sort of stuff. I'm talking about real life time. Because this team has an absolutely absurd amount of animation that go on over and over and over again to each other. And especially Tribi and Yachin are absolutely insane from that point of view, because no matter what happens, they recharge their follow-up attacks and their special attacks and they refill their ultimate, and they just keep spamming animation. And then right when you think the fight is over, Cyrene goes full Exterminatus, and she does her animation, which takes 15 to 17 minutes, depending on how many frames per second your device can push out. And, it's a beautiful animation, and every time that I see it, it makes me happy. But, jeez, it takes quite a while to farm stuff for Cyrene and friends right now. Ah, good Goldika. Cyrene's damage, now that she has Eidolon 1, is okay. Sometimes she shows numbers on screen that make me release a reasonable amount of endorphins in my brain, but it's not like she acts very often in these kind of fights against trash enemies. Usually in endgame stuff like Pure Fiction, Apocalyptic Shadow, and stuff like that, I get to actually see Sarin doing something. There we go. She's a lovely character. I'm really happy I got her. I like her more than Evernight. Evernight would fit better the team. Let's see. Half a million. Half a million, and she closed the run. I like Evernight as well, but I don't know. There is something about Cyrene. She's just a lovable character. Giga Trash, Giga Trash. Wait, was it? Yeah, it's flat attack, Giga Trash, Giga Trash, Giga Trash, Giga Trash. Waste of time and energy, as per usual. This relic set for me has been so cursed. It's unbelievable. It took me, from the day it was released, I've basically only farmed this in terms of caverns. And Saber's build is not particularly good. Like, you can go on Reddit or anywhere, look for Saber's build. Pretty much anyone with opposing thumbs will have better builds than mine. But you know, it is what it is. The RNG gods decided that I have to struggle. I have to really push it to the next level to get a Saber that will make me feel proud about it. We're in front of Hiroton Bussi. Let's see if we can get an extra copy of Saber. Saber. I would be surprised if I got a Saber from this banner. Very surprised. An extra copy of Cyrene, just so that we can close it, no? Okay, and shop, I believe. How far am I from PT? Very far, that's for sure. Just curious how far. So it's 7. I'm at 9 PT. 9 days away, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. I'm hoping she's going to be one of the characters who eventually get added to the shop. It would make me very happy. Are they here? Yeah. But the two that I'm looking forward to the most to show up here in the shop are Anaxa and Cyrene. Cyrene would be great to get her Eidolon 2 if I cannot get it before the end of the banner. And Anaxa because he's a very good character for Himeko. And my Himeko is still at Eidolon 5, and she's been at 5 for more than 1 year. I got multiple copies of pretty much every other 5-star banner character. 5-star, standard, or special banner character. I got 2 copies of Sealy. I got 1 or 2 copies of Fushuan. I really got everything. I'm still missing Eidolon 6 for a reason that really I failed to comprehend the RNG involved in making me dodge her Eidolon 6. I'm really been at 5 for a very, very long time. And her 6 would make me very happy. But I want it to happen naturally, which is why I have not purchased it yet from the shop. And Anaxa is a great team member for Himeko because he applies every weakness to everyone, which means it becomes much easier for Himeko to break weakness to everyone and do follow-up attacks and do nonsense. So I will definitely be getting Anaxa if he shows up in the shop. And as we witness the glory of Cyrene a little bit longer in front of Hiroton Bussi, let's talk a little bit about the other 2 games that I play consistently. One is Endless Zone Zero. I managed to get Dial-In with extremely lucky pools. It was 4 PT for Dial-In and 2 PT for her Lightcon, I believe. Although I lost the 50-50 for Dial-In first, tried a few more pools and was rewarded for that. And we're getting the Sushan XP in the Zenless Zone Zero, which was slightly surprising but definitely welcome. Where is Sushan? Where is my Sushan? There we go. We're basically getting her without the Giga Rooster in Zenless Zone Zero. Unfortunately, for me, in Zenless Zone Zero, she has a little bit of a... Okay, I got a phone call while I was recording, so there was a cut right there. The problem that I'm having with Sushang in Zenless Zone Zero... Let me go back to Sushang. Is the same that I have with Jinliu, which is I liked her design, but her animations, I don't know. They didn't really activate my almonds, which is why I do not have Jinliu on my account. And Sushang in Zenless Zone Zero makes me feel a little bit like that. Like she has a lovely design and animations are cool, but she doesn't really activate my almonds to the point that I will be pulling for her. And recently I got Lucia and Dialine for my Crow Mommy, that I like a lot, both the design and animation, so I will probably be skipping Sushang is Endless Zone Zero. And we will see what happens after that, because we don't know many characters that are going to be released later this patch in Endless Zone Zero. And in Genshin Impact there is not much to say, I'm just waiting for Columbina. It's the only thing that I care about. For me, every character released, although Durin is cool and it would fit in a lot of my teams very well, it's irrelevant because I'm not guaranteed, and I have more than enough to guarantee a Columbina, probably a Columbina A1, actually pretty much guaranteed a Columbina A1, possibly a Columbina A2, but I will have to see if I really need the weapon, you know, all this sort of stuff. So, yeah, Genshin Impact, I'm enjoying it every day, pre-farming, going through the quest. It's a lovely game. Now, of course, the big elephant in the room, of which I will talk about while... Well, let's put back on the screen Cyrene, is Chaos Zero Nightmare, which is the game that I've been playing the most recently, by a huge margin. I mean, I'm talking about hundreds of hours since it was released. There are a few days during the week in which I play Chaos Zero Nightmare less than 5 hours. Very few. Usually it's more than that. And it's mainly because it's a gacha game where gacha is optional. You can do everything in the game without pulling for a single character. And the replayability is off the charts. It's... Even if we pretend that the gacha aspect does not exist, and then the gooning design of some characters does not exist, if we just pretend all the character models in the game were pixels, and the names were A, B, C, D, I would still be playing the game, because the mechanics are great, it's fun, and it's extremely, extremely replayable. And I'm part of a content creator program, but that has nothing to do with it. Because even when I'm shilling for a game and there are some problems, I will be the first one to say "fuck you, miHoYo" or stuff like that. And so I wouldn't care if a game was bad or it has some issue. I would be saying the same about Chaos Zero Nightmare and Smilegate. And if I get kicked from the content creator program, then so be it. But I'm legitimately enjoying that game a lot, and it's something that does not help my channel as well. So it's not like, oh, I started to shield for Chaos Zero Nightmare and I'm getting millions of views. No, because compared to the bigger, more popular gacha games, I'm actually getting fewer views for Chaos Zero Nightmare compared to, I don't know, simple leak videos or stuff like that. But it's a game that I'm enjoying. And ever since I started my YouTube channel, the purpose has been to record my... let's say legacy of what I play on a day-to-day basis based on what I enjoy the most. So when I watch my videos from years ago, I remember, oh yeah, I remember the time I was playing that game, I enjoyed it a lot, and then it became ass. Any reference to the last epoch is purely intentional. Jesus Christ, what we're doing to that game. So this is the period of Chaos Zero Nightmare. There are many games that I play, although most of the time has been taken by Chaos Zero Nightmare, but in terms of pure enjoyment, it's by far at the top of the list for me. And unless something terrible happens in terms of development, I see myself playing that game consistently for years to come. Because I cannot believe that the game is like that, and I can expect years of updates with even more and interesting stuff that will increase the replayability. It's incredible. They did an absolutely fantastic job. For me. A lot of people have been complaining about stuff that I love, though. which makes me think, what is going to happen in the future? Is the game going to change direction? Because building a deck in Chaos Zero Nightmare for each of your characters with the correct cards, the correct epiphanies, the correct gear takes a lot of time. Really, really a lot of time, and RNG is involved. So, for some people it's fun. It gives you a purpose. And for other people it's frustrating because they cannot get it done. And very often I will just settle for something that I consider to be more than good enough. But some people don't like that. Some people are like, oh, in order to have a meta deck combination, I need to have these 4 cards with perfect epiphanies, with perfect this and that, and they get triggered about not having it. I hope that Smilegate will not care about the complaints, because for me, making it hard to get perfect builds for your characters and then releasing new content that will push people into making new builds adds replayability, adds longevity to the game. But a lot of people have been complaining about it, and I don't know what Smilegate will do. But they will be like, you people are complaining, fuck you, we don't care, we do our own thing, if you don't like the game, don't play it. Or they may be like, oh no, there are many people complaining, let's make everything easier. And, you know, if they change stuff and it becomes excessively easy to build perfect decks and have great runs, maybe it will become less interesting and I will lose my interest in it. But as it stands now, I find it difficult to put down Chaos Zero Nightmare on a daily basis. It's always playing on my phone. When I'm going to work during my long 1-hour commute on the bus, when I'm at work and I'm pretending to be a productive member of society, when I'm on my commute back home from work, when in the evening I'm watching some anime, and then on the second screen I have Chaos Zero Nightmare playing, mostly on autoplay. There are some things you can do on autoplay. And, you know, it's always there with me. It's like a little friend. Give me a hug. You know, that kind of feeling. It gives me a lot of joy. So definitely plan to play it long term. And I hope you are enjoying it as well. If you are not, I would definitely suggest you to give it a try. If it's not your cup of tea, no worries. Fear not. Luckily, we have plenty of options in the gacha world right now. That was about all for my state of my grind video. Been talking nonsense for about 20 minutes. Hope you enjoyed my talk, and I'll see you around next time. Bye guys, take care.